Hello everyone, this is CD Hawk the Classic Pro, getting back to Sonic Advance, and here we are in Cosmic Angel Zone Act 2. And that's very ironic because there was never a Cosmic Angel Act 1. There was never an Egg Rocket Act 2 or anything. I mean, it may as well just be called Cosmic Angel Zone, and that's it. No Act 1 or Act 2, just Zone. Because there's technically no Act 2. However, they do reuse the Egg Rocket theme. And that's one of the things that Sonic Advance does. Well, Sonic Advance borrows from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. If you guys remember in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, what they did with the soundtrack is they would remix a particular zone's theme from Act 1. Like Act 2 would be a remix of Act 2 would be a remix of Act 1. That's what they did in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and they brought that idea back in Sonic Advance, and they're gonna do that again with Sonic Advance 2 and even Sonic Advance 3, which has 3 acts. I also like how Sonic Advance has the concept where the boss will take place after take place at the end of Act 2. That idea started with, kind of started with the first Sonic game, except that game had 3 acts per zone. Anyway, here is the 7th special stage, which is always the hardest. I don't know why. It's like if the first 6 special stages weren't so difficult, it is always the 7th one that ups the ante with the difficulty by 10,000 or something. Like, that's how hard they are. That's how hard the special stages can become. Even with, even some of the Sonic games with the easiest special stages, the 7th one is always the most difficult. Like, for example, Sonic Rush. That game, the game's special stages are so freaking easy. The easiest special stages ever. And then I get to Special Stage 7, and it takes me a long freaking time to beat that. It's like, why is the 7th one always so hard? I mean, obviously it's going to be the hardest because it's the last one, but why is the difficulty amped up 1,000-fold? Makes no sense. Anyway, we got the last Chaos Emerald. As I mentioned before, I was playing as Sonic first when I got the 7th Chaos Emerald, and I did not have any of the other Chaos Emeralds in between. So I did show you guys how to get the Chaos Emeralds. I did show you all 7 special stages. So, please excuse the confusion. I'll be doing the exact same thing with Sonic Advance 2, but the criteria of getting the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic Advance 2 is a bit crazy. But we'll get to the whole Chaos Emerald system in Sonic Advance 2 when we get to Sonic Advance 2. That's gonna be very fun. And here is the final boss, or the boss next to the final boss. What is the name of this boss again? This is the Egg Snake, and I have no idea why it's a snake. It's just Eggman's cockpit on this very wobbly bridge, and when you jump when you jump next to Eggman's cockpit, I died again. Well, you jump close to Eggman's cockpit, he will, you will turn his canopy around, and you have to jump right on top of the canopy so you can get a hit on him. And once you get a hit on him, he will turn around, and as the more you hit the boss, the faster it will, and after every hit, it will start moving around, and you're going to have to dodge all the attacks. You're going to have to dodge every movement while it shoots projectiles at the same time. And here is another classic Sonic throwback. It's the Eggmobile H. It's the Eggmobile, Eggmobile H. From Sonic 1. The very first Sonic boss, which is one of the easiest bosses of all time, but not as easy as the Eggmobile D. And speaking of, it's the Eggmobile D from Sonic 2. The easiest Sonic boss of all time. I also love how this game reuses themes from past Sonic games. I really love a lot of things about this game. It is such a classic throwback to the classic games. Now, here comes a boss that's actually not so fun. It's the Egg X, which I guess he named himself after the XZone, which is the name of this zone. It's called the XZone, and it's very annoying. You have to wait for Eggman to drop his guard. Well, that little pipe around him spins around. I lost. Anyway, the little belt that spins around him are a bunch of different weapons that will randomly stop, and once they stop, Eggman will drop his guard, exposing himself, and then shoot that weapon. One is a laser, the other one is a cannonball, the other one is a hand grabber. And if he doesn't do any of those things, he will run across the freaking he will run across the battlefield, and you can try getting a hit on him, but you want to make sure you don't stay too close to him to do that. It's not an easy boss if you're impatient. You have to be very patient with this boss. May I just add. And Sonic falls out of the sky, and Tails catches him. Sonic gives Tails a nice thumbs up. Nice catch, buddy. And we watch the birds fly into the air. Congratulations! Thank you for playing. And this right here is the other characters' endings. They are exactly the same, except Sonic will be the one catching them. Whereas Sonic is caught by Tails, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy are caught by Sonic. And the endings are exactly the same. The only things that are different are the animations, because Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. And those are the neutral endings of the game. Hey, go collect all the Chaos Emeralds. Well, we did that already, so let's see what's up next. Okay, the XZone doesn't explode. But Eggman flies into the moon. Onto the moon. And we're gonna go supersonic and go chase after him. How can Sonic breathe on the moon? How can Eggman breathe on the moon? I have no idea. Warning, warning, warning. Mega Man X reference. Anyway, this is a very lackluster boss. This is the Super Egg Robot, which is actually not so super whatsoever. He shoots these projectiles out of his chest, and he also has laser eyes. As Super Sonic, as usual, rings will deplete every second. You start off with 50 rings, and they will deplete every second. And it's been this way forever, since Sonic 2, basically. But as usual, if you lose all your rings, you will die. And to get rings, they will not come up as the boss battle goes on. You have to destroy these projectiles that come out of the Super Egg Robot's chest, like so, and collect the rings that way. And I am losing very hard. I am sucking very hard. For such a lackluster and potentially easy boss, I am sucking. What you have to do is jump and aim for the head. And that alone is actually pretty hard to do because Super Sonic can jump really freaking high. And the controls are so wonky. I made it with one ring. That could have been a lot easier, but I digress. I beat it. It shouldn't have been so difficult, but I don't know. It was for some reason. A few days later. That's ironic. Where's Sonic? And if you remember in Sonic Adventure 2, the moon was destroyed. Half the moon was destroyed, but it's completely restored to its normal form. But then again, the Sonic Advance trilogy is its own canon. It's a spin-off. It's not a part of the main series. Now, what I don't get is how Sonic managed to stay in space for a long time. Why is he still falling? Why is he still in this super form after all this time? But who gives a crap? Congratulations, thank you for playing. And that is the true ending of Sonic Advance. Very classic game. And yeah, there's not much to that ending. To be honest, it's kind of the same, but oh well. Now you see why they call it extra bosses. They call the true final bosses in this game extra bosses. But yeah, to be honest, that final boss was kind of lackluster in a way, and this is kind of my least favorite Super Sonic boss. There are so many other bosses. There are so many other Super Sonic bosses that are much better. For example, Sonic and Knuckles, the Doomsday boss. You could never top that. You could never ever top that. But that's my opinion. Yeah, the Scrap Brain Zone, the power up. Yeah, there are a bunch of classic Sonic remixes. Specifically from Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, as far as the soundtrack goes. Yeah, I love that. I really love this game. This is actually the second game developed by Dimps, and Dimps is known for creating a lot of great Sonic games before the 2010s, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, this was Dimps in their prime, if I must say. Sonic Team didn't have everything to do with this game. It was all thanks to Dimps for making these games a reality, and I have to thank them for that. I have to thank them for my childhood, because these are the first Sonic games that I experienced, as I said. presented by Sega. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I may or may not do any extras, because there really aren't that many extras for this game. The only extras that are actually... The only extras that I can actually show off is the Tiny Chow Garden, and even that is really not that entertaining. The Tiny Chow Garden is just a tiny, minuscule version of the Great Chow Garden that was in either Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. It's probably not even that interesting to show off, so I may or may not even do it unless I have something interesting to show off. So anyway, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have enjoyed my playthrough of Sonic Advance, and I will see you again for Sonic Advance 2. See you guys next time.